This is Midwest Farm Weekly, presented by Focus on Energy.
Well, good morning. I'm Mike Austin, and welcome to Midwest Farm Weekly. Coming up on today's show, well, we'll get some insights from our outgoing Ag Secretary on both the challenges and the opportunities facing Wisconsin farmers. Risk management tool options are growing, but are producers taking advantage? And it's a new year, and we're going to be talking about getting more physically fit and also getting more financially fit as well. But first, it is a new year. Time to look at things and events that may determine if prices will be improving for farmers here in 2019. First, let's look at a commodity we call corn.
I just think continued export sales reports, we've seen some good corn export sales report. I think that's going to continue, and we're going to see potentially the carryover decline a little bit further as we go along. We're seeing some good domestic demand for corn for the livestock industry.
As for the soybean market, a lot of what will happen revolves around our relationship with China.
Now they're having that hard and fast 90-day date to see if they're going to increase tariffs or not. Will something get done between then or not? Well, there could be something happening there, but I think it's going to take more concessions.
On the livestock front, Schmal is optimistic about the beef market this year.
The world wants U.S. beef. I mean, that's bottom line. I mean, they're in negotiations with China for more of that, to opening up more of that market. I think we're seeing the support into the cattle market right now. I don't think we can see what we saw here 2 years ago, that kind of a movement. But I think that we're going to maintain some strong prices here for the cattle industry as we move forward.
And although price swings are expected, beef should be our most consistent market.
I think that's going to maintain. I don't think we're going to see any kind of a real setback on that like we saw the hogs earlier this year. That's going to be more of a steady, plodding market, I think, that's going to continue to see some good strength with some good demand.
Well, dairy market prices are expected to improve this year, but even with that, you're going to see price swings, and that's why more dairy leaders are encouraging producers to look at the number of risk management options that are available to them.
I think we've made some great improvements in the Farm Bill under the Dairy Margin Coverage Program, as it's now called, that I think all dairy farmers should take a look at. Beneficial to all sizes. Made some changes, as far as the premiums, those kinds of things.
Do you like that dairy RP as well?
Oh, the dairy RP, absolutely. That's one of the things. You need, as dairy farmers, need to take a look at all the options. There's the government type programs you have, and then there's the Dairy Revenue Protection Program.
Now, one thing that seems to be a positive for dairy RP is its flexibility.
Whether you're large or small, you have the same choices of coverage. And of course, the more milk you cover, the higher your cost. But you have the flexibility of poundage-wise. Like on the futures and options market, we have 100,000 or 200,000 pound, in the class 3. Well, you can do any amount on the dairy RP. If it's 25,000, 50,000, 67,000, whatever, you can choose that per the monthly basis. But it also provides the provision to buy insurance on components. We don't have a futures market and options market for components, but that best can reflect what your herd is producing.
And there are some unique aspects to dairy RP.
It prices daily, which is something that's not been seen in other products. Whereas with LGM, you get 1 day a month at the end of the month. With MPP, you have a sign-up date that carries you through the year. Another feature in the policy is that once you've chosen your coverage levels, you actually can buy a multiplier. And granted, that multiplier is going to add to the cost for you to have it, but it also adds to the benefit and the effect of the policy if the markets go lower and put you in a claim scenario.
Well, after 4 straight years of faltering dairy prices, producers are hopeful 2019 is going to be that turnaround year. And several market analysts are providing some reasons for optimism.
If we can get the Chinese, not only on trade, but intellectual property in the 2025 program to get a deal sometime by March or April, we're going to be in a very good position going forward in agriculture. It may even be the next bull market that could last if the Chinese commit to the same dollar agreement that they did last May, which was $30 billion. So I'm excited by that. But again, this is trade. There's a lot of bumps in the road. There are things that can happen. But if I'm a dairy farmer, or if I'm a farmer in general, that's what I'm watching.
And yet to come, well, our outgoing state's ag secretary gives a reason for optimism for Wisconsin agriculture and cheese. It's good on its own, but there are some advantages to cheese pairings.